Dulquer Salmaan, welcome back. What a huge comeback for this movie. I really missed you. I'm glad you're back and you did a kick-ass job for this movie. And director Venki Atluri, what a great story, man. Hats off. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Buddies and Blockbuster. I'm your host, AJ. And whoa. Look who we have here. Bob is back after a long hiatus, right? Bob, did you miss me? The answer should be yes.
Yeah,
But how do you feel of coming back and reviewing a movie? Of course, I know you'll come for this movie because it's Telugu Redigaru, right?
no,
But
no.
how are you? How's it going?
I'm good. Nice to be here.
And you're the one who told that this movie is good. And usually when you tell it, it's like, oh, something is good. But guys, we're here to review Lucky Baskhar, not Bas, you know. Because the movie is so good, I'm gonna do this for Dulquer. I'm gonna wear the glasses because this is his signature glasses. Not the same, but this is what he wears throughout the whole movie. And I must say, it's a huge comeback. I just love this movie. It was a late show and it was worth it. So good to see Dulquer back. He's taken it was more than a year of a break because his last movie was King of Kota. The fact that he's come back in this fashion for this movie, this storyline is nothing but awesome. My initial reaction and initial thoughts about this movie is Dulquer does a great job in this character, and the writer and director is the same person, Venki Atluri. One, the content of the story is engaging, it's realistic, and something that you can connect with, but also the directing sequences that he has. Oh, those shots of Dulquer's reaction, his expression, and the way how it goes to the next scene, and how those plots are carried out, next level. Let's talk about the storyline because that's the main piece. The content here was touching to me and connected with me. It's a 2 hours and 30-minute movie, but truth be told, I know few people might think it's a bit long, it's a bit draggy. It didn't occur to me mainly because I wanted to learn more about how the character goes from A all the way to Z. And it showcases that arc, which is done in the best way possible. The story begins off with Bhaskar is just like you and I, if you're in the middle class, common man and with a common family who has his own fair share of struggles, a lot of debt, trying to make ends meet, struggling. And also, the one thing that everybody connects is you're doing your best in your job. Works at a bank, he's a cashier, he's a teller. Kind of goal is to become the manager or assistant manager so that he can get himself a bit above what he's making right now so that he can clear all his debts and be happy. And he's doing his best job like everybody else. I'm pretty sure some of you have faced this. I faced it in my life. It's like you're the best, but it gets handed off to somebody else. Unfortunately, the promotion gets handed off to somebody else. His wife is definitely a good support system, played by Meenakshi Chowdhury. She's done a couple of movies, mainly in the supporting cast, but in this, she's taking the lead. And that journey of showcasing what they go through, the embarrassment in a few times which he takes in. He's such a positive guy, and he's so pure in all of those circumstances, and he always takes it with a stride and goes up. But there's always a breaking point, right? There's always a time where it comes, enough is enough. You need to make more money, you need to do something about it, not face all of these obstacles. It starts off with that, and then, since he's working in a bank, there's a couple of plots which I don't want to reveal. He has a couple of opportunities to make money, not in the legal way. He takes a different take in leveraging his responsibilities in the bank to get his side businesses going, and it booms. And what happens once anybody gets money? You want more. Starts to get greedy. Starts to take more chances. And it's in the title. He's always lucky. There's these tension building moments about these plot lines that goes through, and that's done the best way. This is why the director has done a good job in showcasing those elements. Is you might think he's going to get caught. It gets you till there, and then oh, he's lucky, and somehow there's a convenient way where he escapes. He continues to do that, and to me, when he starts making money and the way how he's doing it, officially we have our very own Indian version of Wolf of Wall Street. Leave the sex, leave the drugs and all that. All the bullshit is not here. It's mainly about the way how he makes money, the way how he does stuff, and the you can see the pureness of him is going, and it's going to greed, it's going to arrogance as he's building it. At least for me, and there's these scenes where he goes all out, and this is some like Bob. You've talked about having these goals of hey, we're gonna have money, we're gonna
Right.
freaking go shopping and do whatever we want. Those scenes there, I would do the same thing. Yeah, yes, you might think, oh, he's becoming bad. When you get that much money, man, you want to spend it. When those scenes happen, it's like, oh, you feel so good because you want to do it. You feel like doing the same thing, and only Dulquer can do those emotions that he brings out. There is a flow of going from pure to greed, and also realization of, hey, I've changed. This is not who I am. And the strong support system is showcased by the wife. They have this up and down relationship. Once he realizes he needs to get back to square one, things go back in a way. There's a climax scene at the end, which is predictable because one, the title states he's lucky, so he's always going to be lucky. But also, you know, this is how it's going to end. But the way how it is carried out in terms of sequences, next level. I just loved it. It connected with me. I loved the fact that Dulquer is back and the fact that he got this role. I think it's the best time. This is the best way for a comeback story. I want him in more Malayalam movies now because what I've seen in a couple of reels and Insta stories, like the folks from Hollywood industry is basically saying, no, he's not Malayalam. He's with us. He's our guy now. Because the last three movies in Tollywood from Dulquer has all been blockbuster hits. The writing and the content is unique. To me, it was more fresh because no drama, no over the top action. It's realistic. That's something that's good to know because in this week, as you all know, there's a lot of other movies, a lot of Bollywood movies that's coming out, like Singam Again and Bulbulaya. To have this in its own path is something that I like. And yeah, the whole cast and crew did a great job. But the main standout is Dulquer. If you want to nitpick on a couple of things, it's mainly maybe a couple of draggy scenes. To me, I didn't have a problem. Maybe other people might feel it's a bit draggy. The lip syncing issue, there's a couple of components there, mainly because we have other actors not talking the same language. So maybe that was an issue, and a couple of conveniences points. You've got to close your eyes in a few scenes, then just roll with it. And my advice and recommendation for you, everybody should go and watch this movie, but I'm a firm believer in going to a movie with this original source. This movie is in Telugu. Although I'm a Malu guy, I opted to go and watch this movie in Telugu because the feel and the dialogue delivery and a couple of things and the emotional component, it's better in the original source. So if you're watching, there's subtitles. You might as well go, but it's a must watch. You should definitely go. For Dulquer Salmaan, it's an AJ type role. But if you're just asking me about the movie, I would be more in the 4 out of 5. So Bob, I basically told about the story and stuff. I wanted to know from you, why did you think this was good? What stood out for you, and what made you tell, hey, AJ, this is a good movie. Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
Basically, we encourage the good movie, so that's the reason I told you to go. And even our viewers should know about it, right? Actually, the movie, what made me you suggest you was because the people who have seen the scam 1992, they can relate it, like what exactly this movie is and what happens. And the director, producer, and the cast, everybody sat and did the homework. I feel like what exactly happened in the period, like what all the things can be used and what cannot be used. I like that part. It was not only everybody has the flaws, everybody is intelligent if they utilize their brains, like how to make money and everything. He used it, that part. He made it very well. A middle class person, they can understand, like they can relate it more. We know other movies and all, like if you take an hero, he'll be in the rich family, or he's like, even though he's in a middle class, he'll be like in the proper house, everything, no debt, nothing. But in this, they worked out very well, like how much he's earned, how he is facing it, even the daily needs, like how much he's spending. Even if he has to spend 1 rupee extra, he doesn't have that money at all, like how to earn. Those were like very well. And even the when there is no money, how the relatives will treat them. And yeah, most of the people might feel like the climax, yeah, there are like, so we know the liberty of the movie, they took those and they did it. We can guess like what is the climax and everything. The way they took the character arc was really good, from the beginning with no money, nothing, and at last when he gets the money, how he behaves, what will his attitude be. That was like perfect. So overall, I like this movie, and I would give a rating of 3.75.
And folks, for Bob to give this movie 3.75, that equals like 4.5 or 5. Like, trust me, this guy is a huge critic. So, guys, what did you think about the movie? For the folks who watched it, did you have the same feeling of this being so good? Put it in the comments. And we have a lot of movies coming up this weekend. I'm going to try and get through all of it. Singam Again, Bulbulaya is coming up next. Bob has already watched Singam Again, and looks like I need a lot of medication after watching that movie. But as always, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.